Alan Dunne, Tonbridge Angels manager. Joined Millwall at the age of 10 as a young kid from Council Estate over here, and then signed schoolboy at 12, YTS at 15 under Billy Bonds, Keith Stevens, Tom Wally. That era of literally no science, it was make a man of you, and it did. And I come through a system, the likes of Tim Cahill, Paul Robinson, Paul Ifield, that era of players. So it was no nonsense at that time. And it made me debut for Mill at 18 years of age. Sheffield United away, come on in the 63rd minute for Steve McPhail, ex-Leeds player, who was on loan at Millwall. We were 1-0 up, 63rd minute, come on within a minute. Michael Tong cuts one past me, puts one in the top corner, 1-1. So that was a wake-up call. I thought I'd never be good enough to play at that level. It was frightening. I think we lost the game in the end 3-2. And at the age of sort of 18, you feel like, wow, am I ready for this? And then fast forward 12, 13 years later, I'd played 400 games for Millwall, 5th most all-time appearance, captain, testimonial, promotion, player of the season. I think we had 3 Wembleys, FA Cup final at the Millennium, where we lost to Man United. Went to Europe, wrote a book. So I achieved everything I wanted to as a player, from not thinking I was good enough that one night at Sheffield United to go on to play, have a testimonial, which was brilliant, and also it was only end of last year I got put in the Hall of Fame, Millwall's Hall of Fame, which was you presented with a plaque at the Den. So I've had some great years there, and I had 28 managers in my time at Millwall. So there's a lot of managers, a lot of learning, and obviously a close friend of mine who's recently passed away, Kenny, who I was at his funeral not long ago, was a big influence on me. Ian Holloway, a big influence on me. Mark McGee, Dennis Wise for different reasons. Obviously Kevin Muscat I was his understudy at Millwall, which leads on to why I'm the most sent-off player in Millwall's history, with 12 red cards. It's not something I'm proud of, but it seems to be every fan's favourite story about me is I got more red cards, and I think they celebrated more when I got sent off at the Den than when I scored, which tells you a lot about the Millwall player. Coaching is very different to being a footballer, and you feel like, well, I know football. You don't when you come into coaching. It's a completely different skill set. It's a completely different environment. When you've got a group of players, it buys you some kudos having played the game, but the real detail and the tactical side of it, and knowing the players and getting the best out of players, is a different skill set. I think the most important thing is you be yourself. Kenny Jackett was very different to an Ian Holloway. Ray Wilkins was very different to a Mark McGee. You've got to be yourself and be real, because if you don't, you'll be found out. So I try and be myself. I am passionate. I am all energy. That's how I played, and that's how I coach. I am that sort of person. I don't try to be different. I don't try to be intelligent or use big words or use fancy words. That ain't me. I just am I am trying to be myself, wear my heart on my sleeve, and I like integrity and honesty. And I think them things that I've had in my career are their values that are important to me: integrity, honesty, and loyalty. Because I was very loyal at Millwall. I was very loyal to the chairman at Bromley. Did 8 years there, and I could have left both of them at times. I didn't. So I'm about loyalty, because I feel that pays dividend in the end. And loyalty, integrity and honesty are the values that I've taken throughout my career and what I've taken into coaching. Been at Bromley 8 years. I'd been at Millwall 23 years. I'd never had a break from football, because at the age of 15 I left home. I've never had a break where I just, like a reset and a set. So I left Bromley and I was like, right, I'm going to have a year off. Just 1 year. Spend some time with my daughter, my son, my wife. Lasted 6 months. Sophie calls me. Or 4 months before, 6 months before I signed. And said, do you want to meet? I said, no, I'm not interested. She said, come and have a coffee. So I went and met her for a coffee, and again, instant connection. You get a feel. She brought me down here and said, like, you'd be interested in helping us go on a journey. And everyone I'd spoke to beforehand, Jay Saunders, and all spoke well of her and said, look, she's a real diamond. And I realise that now is a big reason why I'm here, because I want to work for good people. It's part of my drive is good people and working for good people, more so. It's my values, and I feel like Sophie's a really good person, genuine good person. And I run through brick walls for them people. I did for Robin at Bromley, I did for the chairmans at Millwall. And I'll do the same for Sophie. I want her to have memorable days. Because again, that's all you've got when you're older, is memories. And I want to create memories at this football club. We might not win the league, we might not get out of the league, but if I leave the club in a better place than when I arrived here, and give them the days of Maidstone away, Torquay away, and give Sophie and the fans that, then I feel like I've sort of done well with my job. When I came in here in September, I walked into a club where the players weren't fit, weren't conditioned, hadn't had a pre-season, biggest pitch in the league for a part-time team, didn't add up, just doesn't add up the maths on it. They weren't conditioned, weren't streetwise enough, and I had to really dig deep and try and find and bring some pedigree in just to help us stay in the league. And we were favourites to go down, and everyone said we'd go down. When I joined, he said, look, what are you doing? You're in a club that there's no money, there's no finances, but we managed to sort of stumble over the line and get through it and recruit a few bodies in of players. But every year is different. You lose players in the summer, you have to start again. So the rebuild is on again for this season. I've brought in Sam Corn from Maidstone, a captain, because I feel like if you get a captain, it's an important part of your jigsaw. I've taken in Lamar Reynolds, ex-league player. Again, he's been in that environment. Harvey Lintop, been in the league environment. Harry Gardner wants to play in the league. Bailey's been in the league. So I've got players that have had a taste of it, have either been in it or want to get back in it. And that will raise the standards and the professionalism of the training and the people around. So we're not there yet. I'm trying to recruit players that are robust. But when you're a club with limited finances in this league, you don't get first pickings. You're normally last pick for most players, if I'm being honest, because there's probably 16 clubs in this league who are going to pay you more money. So you don't get the first choice or the second choice. You have to try and find players that are young and hungry, that have either fallen out of it, and you can get back on. And that's difficult. That's a skill. That takes my whole summer to find them. So the challenges are still challenges. But I feel like you put enough work in, you get a little bit of luck here and there, and you get a little thing turned for you. And I'm a believer in that all my life. Nothing's come easy to me. It's always been, I've had to kick, fight, and bite for it. And again, it's not us running away with expectations like we're going to be a top 10 team in this league. We're not there yet. We'll have our day, but we're not there yet. It's important we get the foundations right. And I've had to get a whole new staff this year myself, which is difficult because, again, you're paying them part-time money, and it's not a lot. But like I said to the staff and the players that are here, I don't think they're money motivated so much. The rewards will come. It's a project here. Come with me on a journey and you'll enjoy it. What is the level like? It's inconsistent. It's inconsistent at times because that's the level we're at. But there is also quality at times. And you see how many teams, National League South last year and National League, have gone on FA Cup runs. Big FA Cup runs, Boreham Wood and stuff. And more teams each year, you see them turning over these big teams. Macclesfield and stuff, and you're going, wow. The players can perform to League Two standards sometimes, National League, but they can't do it over 4 or 5 games. And as you go up in levels, it's the consistency is a big factor in it. The top players do it week in, week out. This level was one game, I was brilliant today. Next game, they go, it's not so much. And that's the difference in it. amongst the finishing. As you go up in the levels, you'll see the difference in the finishing. We might need 8 chances for 1 goal. The league above might need 7. The league above might need 5. League 2, League 1, Premier League 1 and 2, it's a goal. So that's a big part of it as well. The rest can be on par. And again, even on our league, the difference is, again, I use Lowell Taylor. We played Chelmsford, nothing in it. Beat us 1-0. He's on a good wet there, and that difference was that one finish, bang, goal. The rest was par. So, yeah, challenges we have, but I am impressed with the level. Yeah, it is getting better. Everything's getting better. I think the league's becoming more like the National League it used to be. It's becoming stronger each year. Well, you see other clubs pre-season, they've got all the high-tech vests on, the CO2 max, and they've got all these people and staff and all of that. It's like we're like Rocky Balboa and Ivan Drago, who's like the other clubs, you know, with all the tech and all that. We haven't got any of that. I say to the lads, like, we don't want it's a no excuse culture here, and what we haven't got and other clubs have got, we might be in awe of, but it doesn't necessarily win you football games. I want a sort of a team with no excuse culture that will be a family, and we will bust a gut for each other. And I think we had that at Bromley, and I think you can galvanise enough honest people. It's amazing what you can achieve in football. What I'm about is give you all, and I had that last year when I came in. We found I had players that would come off the pitch, whether we win or lose. I was proud that they give me their whole shirt, and then I thought, you know what, I can sleep at night. And some of them boys have been given contracts this year because they gave me their all, and I can accept losing if someone gives me their all on that, because there's always going to be teams with more money, with better quality, that might win a game of football. But there was Torquay away last year. We went to Torquay away last year, Tonbridge Angels, 2 nights a week, and get a result there. And that game, for me, was probably my proudest moment in my whole career. More so than winning at Wembley at Millwall, or getting to the FA Cup final, or scoring my first goal. Tonbridge Angels beating Torquay away. Beating Maidstone in my derby that hadn't been done for how many years? I think 17 years hadn't been done. So the emotion of a different emotion I've never felt. I felt in these games, winning these big games, and they were great days for us. And there were some dark days, which there will be, but the days of going to Torquay or going to Maidstone and winning these games where you're Western-super-Mare away is great memories. And I'm hoping this year we can have some big days like that where there's some great days out. It is a community thing, and I spend a lot of time here at the moment, and I see the walking football. I see the disabled kids in there and helping do the bins and stuff, and helping the bottles separate and do all of that. I see the cafe in the morning. I go and have a bake and roll. I speak to the locals. One's walking the dog. You see Les over there, the caretaker now. He's here 7 days a week, and it is a community, and a lot of them work voluntary here and don't get paid. But they've all got a love for the club, a love for the area, and they all want to succeed, and they all want to be part of something. They want to be part of something.
Right, I want it just to be nice and relaxed, but then when we go, we go. Yes, Lamar. Touch, play. Get in, love, get in. Throw the extra.
I feel proud and privileged to be here, and humbled to be here. And I don't take that for granted at all. And for me, I'm not motivated by money. I'm motivated by good people. I've had my career, I've had my time. I'm motivated by good people, and this community and the feel of this place is going in the right direction. And I think that's credit to Sophie, the board, and the fans who are fantastic here. We get Torquay, I think, the last game of the season, I think it was 2,500 here, rocking. So, yeah, privileged, excited for the season. It's going to be a roller coaster. I'd imagine there's going to be some brilliant days a bit like a Millwall season. There's great days, you're up, you're down, but at the end of it, I think we could surprise a few.